Salutations, my name is Summer, and this is Cozy Reading with Quaker Cats. And I am wanting to do a book haul. Here's Sylvie. I'm wanting to do a book haul today. And I always said I'd never do a book haul, but I have so many beautiful books, so I figured I'd show you. This is me stocking up for winter and planning for next year and all that. So, the first thing I'll show you is Ken Follett, The Pillars of the Earth. I've read this and I loved it. I pre-ordered there's a prequel to this and I forget what it's called, Evening Sun or Evening Star and Sun or something. Anyway, it should be on its way, but I don't plan to start reading these until January. And I'm going to read them in order. So I've read Pillars of the Earth, but I'll start with the prequel. And I wish I could show it to you because they're all beautiful. I hope that in this with this lighting you can see them. So I got World Without End, and this is the second book. Well, I guess it's the third book now because of the prequel. I'm not sure how that works if you still call it the second book or if you call it the third book. Anyway, I read this year and it was just so good. If you haven't tried Ken Follett, I would check him out because he has another great series, The Fall of the Giants, which is it's totally different. I'm sorry, Mayfair found something to play with. Okay, and then the third one or the fourth one, depending on how you want to count it, A Column of Fire. I have not read this, so it will be really neat if in January I start with the prequel. And then I reread The Pillars of the Earth and reread um, World Without End, and then I finish it off with A Column of Fire, which I haven't read. So starting it out with a book I haven't read and finishing it with a book I haven't read, I thought that would be really neat. Okay, I also got Disillusion by C.J. Sansom. I've never read, I'm not sure if CJ is a man or a woman, but this is a huge series and it's supposedly about, I think it's I'm not sure if there's a detective or mystery, but it has to also do when King Henry VIII, when he was king. So, which I love anything about that. So I guess it's like mystery, historical fiction mystery. Anyway, I'm excited about it. I've already showed you guys this, Dirt Music by Tim Winton, my first Tim Winton, and I just started it, and I'm loving his writing. It's interesting. So Tim Winton, he's Australian, and you wouldn't think that there would be that many differences with, I guess, slang and how, but even in America, you go down south or you go up north or wherever you go, there's slang that it's like, what are they talking about? So there's slang everywhere. But yeah, and I don't know anything about fishing or any of those terms. So it's been really good though. I'm loving the writing. I showed this in my last video, Free Food for Millionaires by Min Jin Lee. She wrote Pachinko, and I read that this year, and I loved it. So I was wanting to read something else of hers. And like I said, I don't know what it's about because I refuse to read the back. But I'm guessing it's about a Korean family. 1491 by Charles C. Mann. I was wanting to read this for Nonfiction November, but I'm stocked up. I'm already overloaded with my TBR for November, and we're not even really close to it yet. So it says new revelations of the Americas before Columbus, and so I think that's going to be so interesting. And I saw it on somebody's channel, and I wish I could remember who. If it was your channel, let me know. So I also have The War of the Flowers by Tad Williams. Now I do remember, I want to say Rick MacDonald. I'm not sure. Hopefully I got his name right. I could also link his channel down below. He was talking about Tad Williams, and I have um, Otherland. So I could have read that one also, but and I I was wanting to get to this in November, but I'm not for sure with everything else that I've already got in my head that I'm reading. So it might be December when I read it. The Kingdom of Copper, and I cannot say this last name. I should have watched some videos or just looked it up. But it's S.A. Cheraborty. I don't know. I really enjoyed the first book, The City of Brass, and Randall just hopped up here. So, and I really feel like I need to reread The City of Brass, but I don't own it. I got it from the library. So maybe I'll see if I can get the audiobook before I and listen to it before I read this one. I'm not for sure. But I really enjoyed it. It's fantasy. There's genie. There was a genie, and the main character was a healer, and just learning about her power, and it was really good. Chimes of a Lost Cathedral by Janet Fitch. I read the Revolution of Marina M. A couple months ago, maybe 3 months ago now. I loved it so much. It was about, I want to say 1917, 1918, when Russia was in a civil war, which I did not know anything about, and I still don't know much about it, but I learned quite a bit, and I loved Marina's character. And there were so many surprises where when I thought the book was going to take a turn, a convenient turn, or I don't know. When I thought it was going to take a turn where it's like, oh, here we go again, it didn't. It really surprised me in so many places. So I really wanted to get to this right away, but I haven't. I haven't got to it yet, and I'm not even sure when I will get to it. But I love the first book. Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. I hope I said that right, pronounced that right. Yeah, I was reading about this and I thought it was interesting, and I don't know anything about Rome or I just don't know anything. So this sounded really interesting. We'll see when I get to it. Farewell Summer. Now this was a cover by. I love Ray Bradbury. I really enjoyed The Martian Chronicles. I read that this year and just loved it. But I didn't realize that this was the second book. So Dandelion Wine is the first book. So I ordered Dandelion Wine from the library, and I should be getting it soon. And then I can read Farewell Summer. But I was hoping to read this like, oh, it's fall, and we'll see when I get Dandelion Wine how quick I get to that one. I got some Agatha Christie, but I also bought a new author that sounds so familiar to me. This is called Whose Body by Dorothy L. Sayers. And yeah, I haven't read Dorothy L. Sayers, but I've heard of her before. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it. So Agatha Christie, I bought these editions. I guess they're HarperCollins. This is Peril at In-House. These are all, I think the three I got are all, yeah, they're all Hercule Poirot. And the thing I love about these editions, besides how they look, is that on the back, the yellow book, the yellow title is the one that you have. So you can find out where it is in the series. I do not read these in order. I feel like someday I should, because I really am a read it in order person. But I also got 5 Little Pigs. And so, yeah, you can see, I just love the coloring too. But you can see that Five Little Pigs is clear down here from this big long list. And then I bought Sad Cypress. And it's a little different with the, with what it's, how it's made, like how the cover is and stuff. But you can see it's kind of in the middle. But yeah, I was watching somebody's channel, and I'm sorry, I cannot remember who it was, but they were talking about all the Agatha Christie's that they loved. Okay, so Matthew at Mayberry Bookclub. In November, he plans to do a read along. I have no idea what his plans are. I have no idea how he's going to set it up. I have never read along when somebody else is reading. I've never done a buddy read. I saw that somebody else was doing something and they were doing Instagram or Voxer. I don't know about any of that stuff. I don't have a smartphone, so I think I could do Voxer maybe on my laptop, but I'm not for sure how that all works. And Instagram, I don't do that. So if anything else, I will just be reading and commenting and watching his videos. But he plans to read The Magic Mountain by Thomas Mann, and I'm excited about it. I read a little bit of on the back of what it says, and I thought it sounded right up my alley. And I have not read a Thomas Mann before. So yeah, this is one that I have committed to read in November. And I love these vintage editions. I think they're beautiful. Another one, so this is also Matthew at Mayberry Book Club, and I'll link his channel down below. I'll link the video that he talks about it. He was talking about I think it's just October plans is what his video was, and then he was talking about November and December in it. I think I'll find it and link it down below. But in December he plans to read the brothers Karamazov. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, and I never think I pronounce Dostoevsky. But I have not read. I have Crime and Punishment, and I thought I'd read it this year, and I just have not got to it. So he's another Russian that I would like to get to, since I'm reading War and Peace right now. So I was upset about this sticker. Come on, guys. Don't you know us book lovers, we don't want any stickers. I'm not sure if I've showed you this or not. All these books I bought, maybe it's been, I just got some of them last week, and then they've been, the past 2 months they've been filing in. But this is Tamed and Untamed by Cy Montgomery and Elizabeth Marshall Thomas. I love Cy Montgomery's book on the soul of an octopus. I thought it was wonderful, and I wanted to read more by her. I don't think I've read anything by Elizabeth Marshall Thomas yet. But this is Close Encounters of the Animal Kind, and look at that cat's face. Oh my gosh, this is almost like a cover buy if I hadn't enjoyed Cy Montgomery's books before. One that I was hoping to read in Nonfiction November was Chrysalis by Kim Todd. This is about the woman who, because of her, we found out that caterpillars and butterflies are the same thing, that they go through a transformation, because before her, people thought that they were two separate bugs. So I want to say that it was the 1600s, but maybe that's just in my imagination. I heard from her I listened to the audiobook, The Secret Language of Butterflies by Wendy Williams, and she talked about her. And so I was like, I have to know more about this woman who, she made all these illustrations. I mean, very detailed illustrations of, and she did other insects too, but butterflies was one that, and so there's some beautiful, I mean, just beautiful. And I thought it was a beautiful book too. And maybe, yeah, like even that. I mean, I I love anything with insects. So yeah, it doesn't matter if what it is. I find them interesting. But I am not going to be able to get to this in November. So I told my mom, I said, I will bring it to you tomorrow. And you have till, I love that book depository. It gives you a bookmark too. I said, you have till April because it feels like a spring read. So by April, I'll probably be wanting to read it. Okay, so I also got this book, and I saw this book on Leslie the Nerdy Narrative. I think that's right. I saw this on her channel, and somebody had recommended it to her, Enchantress by James Maxwell. It's the first book in a series. I don't even think she really knew what it was about too much. I think she read what it said us on the back, but it was pretty much a cover by. And it was pretty much a cover by for me too, because when it gets those cold months and it's snowing outside and it's just dreary, I start craving fantasy. So I have plenty to read. And also, I thought I would get to this month a couple months ago, and it did not happen. But I did finally receive the two books. This is actually one book, but Gollance, I don't know if that's the right company, but this is Words of Radiance, and book one is gold. Yeah, book one has like gold. You can't really tell with this lighting, and book two has the red. And I like that because the other book, The Way of Kings, they look almost the same. Besides the picture's a little different. But yeah, so this is one book, but they split it in two, and I think it's so nice because when I'm reading it's so much easier than reading the big one. The last book I want to show you, I bought at Ollie's when I bought my Edgar Allan Poe, my new edition that I have of Edgar Allan Poe, which I showed you in a different video. But this is, oh, and it's, when you're trying to get the stickers off, and I didn't do a very good job. But this is H.G. Wells' short stories. And so it's where my Edgar Allan Poe new one is blue and everything's blue, the ribbon and the pages, everything's blue. With H.G. Wells, everything is red. And this book, both of them, I think they were only like $3.99 at Ollie's. So I thought it was a treat. And the print, I thought the print was a nice print also. I have never read H.G. Wells. For years, I've wanted to read The War of the Worlds. I heard about the radio. I remember, talking to my grandma and my mom too about that when that happened and what people thought about it. So anyway, that is my winter book haul. So I might order a couple of books for Christmas, but I'm going to try not to. I mean, this is, if you look behind me, all of that, that's TBR books. That's books I need to read. There are maybe a handful of books that I have already read and I plan to reread, but most of those I need to read. And I have boxes upstairs of books that I still need to read, so I need to get busy. Anyway, if you guys have anything you want to say about any of these books, please comment down below. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great night. Bye.